Good morning, my successionaires. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know. I get on these lives every morning now. It's been quite a journey for me, and it took a while for me to overcome this idea of speaking to a lot of people alone in a room. And I remember the first live I did was in a car, and I just did it right. And I don't know how good it was, but it was fun by the time I got done. But I was nervous, and we had some views, and we had some people, and I don't know. It was just this idea of stepping out and doing something that I was uncomfortable with. Now you say, well, why were you uncomfortable, Todd? You're a speaker. Well, little known fact is that one of my biggest fears growing up and going through high school was speaking. And it was just this idea of like conquering whatever was in front of you, or the fear that was in front of you. And speaking was one of those things that I was just fearful of. I didn't like to be in front of people. I liked to play football in front of people, but on a football field, you're behind a helmet, you're behind a mask, and you're behind pads, and a lot of times you could blend in with the rest of the 22 players that were out there. But ultimately, being a receiver, I would stand out because I would catch the ball and I would run, or I would score a touchdown or something. And then it started to kind of get in my side of me that I really liked the spotlight. I liked people being cheering for me. I remember one of the biggest changes in my life. I was playing high school football, and I'd made a catch, and normally you don't hear the crowd, but this time I heard the crowd, and it was a good catch, and people were cheering, go Hornets, go Hornets, go Hornets. But I could off in the distance hear cowbells, right? It was like that cowbell was a defining moment for me, that there are people out there that want to cheer for you. There are people out there that want to be a part of what you're doing. There are people out there that do want to be a part of something that's winning, something that's fun. And I wired differently is winning, wired differently is fun, wired differently is something that I really have grown to love the most in my life. And so it's caused this crossroads for me with my other organizations, the people that work for me throughout the organizations, to like get on board with Wired Differently. And now Wired Differently is starting to really touch those organizations. And I'm finding this road where they can all live together. And, it hasn't been the easiest thing for me, because I've literally made a living by focusing all my spidey powers on one thing. So this process of the Tiki Hut Retreat, this process of growing the organization the way I am right now, has been a big difference, right? It's asked me to focus on not 14 other organizations, have great people for the bulk of that, but there are 4 brands. You have the Tom's Donuts brand, you have PayServe brand, you have the staffing brand, and now you have Wired Differently that really wants to take the forefront of my life. And I'm doing that, and I'm stepping out, and I'm going live every morning. And so I want to get to the point today of, why are we talking about it's a damn trap? And what I want to share with you is something that I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of the trap. I'm guilty of this idea that, there's always more. And the problem with the idea that there's always more is that it's true. And I started the talk yesterday prefacing it with the most asked question I get in a forum is, certainly from people I know, is when is enough enough? And the problem of the trap is that I know in my full mind, I know in my full awareness, I know in my full consciousness that you can't have it all. You shouldn't. What is this limits? But I'm coaching people not to be average because I don't want them to be average, and I know that there's only can be really one wealthiest man in the world, and Elon Musk currently holds that record, right? So is that where my goals are, to be the wealthiest man in the world, or is my goal to be just a donut maker, or is my goal to be the greatest payroll processor to ever walk the planet? Is my goal to be the staffing king, or is my so I guess what I want to share with you all is that it's all a damn trap. The social media, the networks, the pundits, the people that are pushing us to buy their products and to show us all their glamorous lifestyles, become TikTok famous, all this stuff, it's all a damn trap. So I wanted to give you a reprieve, because every time I figure out that I have accomplished something, I all of a sudden click on the Insta, or I click on the Facebook, or I get on the Twitter ditter, or I see Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or something that Microsoft is doing, or something that Apple is doing, and my mind explodes. Like, where is my position in all this with the people that want to be in a position with me? So I thought I would just clearly this week make it clear what I'm talking about. It's all a damn trap. Meaning that there is no end, right? There is no end to more. There's no end to this idea of capturing enough. And so what I want you to really understand is, when I say it's all a damn trap, I want you to focus on the 4 principles of trap, right? I want you to understand that life can be a trap. It is a trap, right? Going into business is a trap, can be a trap. And I think that we have to understand, first and foremost, why we're going into business. Why are we going into the business of life? What is this all about? And so what I really want you to understand is that the real reason we're going into business, right? The real reason we're going into life, right, is for time. Time. I want people to understand that time is on our side. But myself right now feels like time is not on my side. And there's never a moment where time isn't on our side, but we have to start looking at it that way. Time has to be the end function of why we're going into business and the business of life. It can't be mixed up with the money profits. The profit of time has to be our focus of being wired differently. The profits of time has to be our focus of our entrepreneurial endeavor. The profit of time really is the only way to avoid the trap. I want you to think about that for a moment. I want you to think about that for a moment. The only way to avoid the trap is to make sure that we're doing things in life, we're doing things in our entrepreneurial mindset, we're doing things in our business world, right? To capture not money as much as time. I want to help you understand that we will make your fortune from what you have. And your fortune needs to qualify or equivalent, if that's such a word, to time. $1 million in the bank account is great. But all the time in the bank is even better. Meaning that if you're making a business decision, if you're building a company, if you're building anything, The only thing you're going to realize that you want more of in life as you get older, like I am getting older, is that, man, I want more time. I want more time with my family. I want more time on my boat. I want more time in my companies the way I want to be in my companies. I want more time to go out and eat. I want more time to spend in the gym. I want more time with my wife alone, right? I want more time with my children. I would love to have my children on vacation with me. I would love to have the time to do all those things. So I want you to understand, it's all a damn trap if you don't have the focus on what really is going on with the word trap. So the word trap, the first letter I want to talk to you about today, is we're already talking about it, is time. This is probably one of the most important things I'm going to tell you. You think that the profits that I'm coaching you on are about your money, but really the money is to get you the time so that the business will work for you and you're not working for the business. And you're not falling in the trap of working for the wrong master. Because here's the problem I have with the master of money. Because the master of money is a necessary evil to get to the website, to get on the Instagram, to get all the flash in the Facebook, to get all the things that you need to do. The content that you write takes time, but to get it out there and show it to people and to get people to come in and love you or want to learn from you is a whole gift of time, but it takes money. But at the end of the day, we're gathering money so we can create time. I lost that concept and I've captured it, and then I let it get away from me again, and I fall back into the same trap of watching these guys flip houses and create 401ks for their children and put them on payroll and do all the, create all these funny IRS tricks and do all the stuff that goes on. Oh, sure, they're all business, they're all great business tactics, and some of them are real, some of them are partial real. A lot of them aren't really even real. People just want to be famous for saying something, and they hear it on the internet, and then they repeat it. They don't even check to see if it's really a tax deduction or not, or how that works. You just take it all for face value and just listen to these talking heads on the Facebook and saying that they know all these things, and then you say, "Oh, I want that. I want to be like that." But really, what? Because it's all about the money and what they're going to do and how they're going to show a Rich Dad Poor Dad. Richard Kiyosaki, that guy, I'm sure he's very successful, but it's not as easy as the 30-second, 10-second clip that they're putting out there. It takes time to master the curriculum. It takes time to master the disciplines. It takes time to go through all those things to get to that position of success, right? And then once you've taken the time to learn and do and be those things, then it will give you time with the things that you want, because you have to have the personal objective of doing this for the profit of time. I thought I'd just leave the music run today because I kind of vibing with it. Today I'm going to St. John's Pass at St. Pete, and I'm going to ride on the vessel that's going to be taking everybody at the Tiki Hut retreat over to Egmont Key. And they're going to have it all laid out for me, and I'm going to be taking some pictures. I'm super excited about the time I'm going to be able to spend on that ferry. Big, it's not a yacht, but it's a big ferry. I'm excited about the time I'm going to have in the car to myself, studying on my Wire Differently software, the virtual MBA Academy software. It's an amazing software. I mean, I've built it, I've tweaked it, I've gone through it, I'm going through it again, I'm creating curriculum. I had a great partner in this called the Profit Accelerator. They're awesome. They're awesome. This product is phenomenal. And it's going to take time to get through it, right? It's going to take time to get it in the spot where it needs to be so you can learn from it and you can implement things to do things the way I want you to do them. But you're going to have this curriculum. You're going to have this academy. You're going to have the franchise on how to build your business over and over and over again. But once you spend the time on that, right? Once you implement the processes on that, right? Once you implement the systems on it, the time at the back end will be yours. To avoid the trap, right? We have to understand that we're really after one thing, and it's not money, it's time. We have to invest time to get time. We have to invest time to get time. And I want you to understand, we got to stop thinking about the money and start thinking about the time. Because there's never going to be enough money. I mean, you can go ask Elon Musk if he's got enough money, and you know what he's going to say? I don't have any money. It's all in equity, and I can't stop my mind from thinking, and I'm going to create something new. I don't feel like I can't be of value unless I'm making more money, you know. And I'm not picking on Elon Musk. I'm picking on myself because I sound just like that talking head. And he's a genius, and he's done it all, get it all, be all. Jeff Bezos, go get it. You guys, you go do what you're going to do. But at the end of the day, I want to talk to you about your time. I want to talk to you about that trap of losing focus on time. Your business that we build together is about your profits of time. And if you want to spend all day in your company, that's your choice of your time at some time in your life. But the idea of building a company is not to own a job, right? But for the company to work for you. Because at the end of the day, when the company's spinning off revenue and spinning off profits, and at the end of the day, it goes from just successful business to significance, and it's working without you. Success is you creating a company, making it profitable, but significance is that piece where you're not working it, but it still stays profitable, and it's kicking off that revenue, that pass-through income, right? That doesn't require your work. So when you move your company from successful to significance, right? When you move it from you working it and producing it and being the main working component to it working for itself and spinning off revenue and income for other people to work and run it, right? And giving them resources, then it's moved from successful to significance. There's where your time conversion really works out. Putting in time to having time, right? That's really the trap I'm trying to get you to avoid, because if you're always in work mode, you're never going to be in significance mode. And if you're not in significance mode, you can't give back. You can't give other people opportunities to grow their company. I can speak about my biggest company, Payserve Systems. I mean, I love it. It's going to be 30 years of me being in the payroll industry this year. 30 years. And I mean, I could look at it and say, you know, man, shouldn't you be worth more money after 30 years? Or you can look at it and say, how much time do you actually have to put in it on the day-to-day business now? Fortunately, it's significant for me now because I don't have to work it on a day-to-day basis. And fortunately, it does kick out a recurring revenue on a weekly basis. And fortunately, it has a wealth component of equity that's building in it and compounding. So the time went from putting it in, selling it door to door with my wife out of a garage, right? The time of compromising my children time and my family time and the basketball and the softball and even church time, all those time, the time of investment in that company, Payserve Systems, we converted from time to revenue to profits. And now really what is the profits of Payserve Systems Incorporated? Well, the profits to me is my time. So today I just wanted to kind of mellow out with you a little bit and make sure you understand that the trap of this world, the trap of this business society, the entrepreneurial mindset really is to pull you in and tell you there's never enough. And I've been guilty of not saying it out loud, but feeling it. I've felt it this whole week. You know, it's no secret that my topics aren't random, they're me. You know, and I'm going to confess something. There's not something that I won't say on this show, this time, any place that hasn't touched me, that hasn't been affected in my marriage or my life or my companies or my leadership role. I mean, I am going to be transparent, because there's just no way that you can follow anybody who's fake, right? And setting a trap for you. I've followed those people. I was not a good follower until the last 10 years. I forced myself to follow. And I've followed some people that I love to this day, but they seem to deliver mostly for themselves, right? And so what I want you to understand, though, is if you're following Wired differently and you're following what I'm taking you through in this coaching realm, you've noticed that I've made a shift from speaking this year all the time, but into this coaching role in this software system that I've built. Because I really can't get you from success to significance just on stage. I have to get you a path. I mean, I don't want to be like these other coaches out there that, you know, call me at 2:00 on Thursday and I'll be there for you. But if you don't call, you know, we'll just pick it up the next week. Call me and we'll talk about what's going on in your company. That's not coaching. I want a curriculum. I want the McDonald's formula of how to make a hamburger and French fries. I want a system that's proven and that works. I don't want some counselor mentality where they're just picking up where I feel I need help. I want you to understand that I've created a curriculum, a 52-week curriculum with video, curriculum, outlines, PDFs, MP3s. It's all there every week, 2 hours every week. I'm going to data dump a lesson on you. You come to the Tiki Hut retreat and you're going to get that for free. Invaluable. I mean, this library of resources, this library of case studies, this library of contracts, this library of lessons and teaching is spectacular. Nothing in the world compares to this Wired Differently MBA Academy. Nothing. I'm committed to getting you time. Just give me the time so you can have the time later. Don't fall into the trap of thinking money is really what we're after. It's time. I have a lot of viewers on this morning, and I think some of you are worried that I'm so mellow, right? It's the music, man. It's kind of got me. I'm kind of vibing in the music. But I just really want to understand, how you doing, Jason Ball? I put you on the cover today. I'm going to wrap this up. Crazy picture, laugh out loud. Man, that was you. I got to see you. I got to see you, spend some time with you and your amazing wife and your company. And Jason Ball's a guy that stepped out there and he's given up his time right now to build a company. And I'm 100% behind Jason Ball. His concept is amazing. Bargain bin. This guy has found a way to buy products in truckloads and give everybody the discounts, create a fever in Angola, Indiana. on each day to come in there and pick and choose and get your discounted products. I'm just really excited. He's going to be at the Tiki Hut Retreat, Jason. We're excited to hear more about it. Hi, Debbie. Debbie's going to be at the Tiki Hut Retreat. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to spend time with you. John Frank, thanks for showing up. Luther Crawford, time is on your side, brother. You know all about time. You're doing it, right? Hi, Derek. Unstoppable Bowl. Yeah, I got you, brother. I'm thinking about you. Hi, Stefan. What an excellent topic. You are my topic, Stefan. Stefan's young. Stefan's been through some stuff, right? Already, and is married. He's got 4 kids, and I can't tell you how proud I am of him and what he's accomplished. We have taken a company of his and moved it north in dramatic matters in less than 6 months, more than paid for the coaching fees in the first 60 days. He is now on the Profit Accelerator WD Academy, the MBA Academy, and he is loving it. I'm loving it. He's a great student. I'm excited to get all of you on this academy. Now, remember, you're all going to get this for coming to the Tiki Hut Retreat. Hi, Heather. Put in the time, baby. Set it up, she says, but we're putting in the time. Heather will tell you, because we put in the time so we can bank the time. Heather's been with Payserve Systems for, I'm going to get in trouble, 15 years now. And our number one goal for her as the CFO of all my organizations is freedom. Freedom. Time. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you. Good to have you. Hi, Alyssa. Good to see you. So I have a question. Should we work while we're young and try out new things now? We have to say our 30s. Let's see here. All right, this is a great question. I've talked about this with a lot of people, precisely my brother, on many occasions. So I have a question. Should we work while we're young and try out new things now so we have our, say, 30s and 40s to be stable? Oh my gosh. So how old are you, Alyssa? I think the question is, should we try things when we're young? And the definition of young is, apparently different for other people. But heck yeah, man. In your 20s, you got to go experience as much as you can. In your early 30s, you got to start dialing it in a little bit. You got to figure out what that thing is that you really want in life. You got to go get it, right? In the 40s, I need you to kind of plane out a little bit, but you're always learning. Listen, I didn't know what I wanted until I was basically 50 years old, and my kids were almost raised, and my wife was challenging me in certain areas in the business and all the things that were going on. So there's no real good formula there, but I would tell you this. I decided, as the leader of the household, to work harder early in hopes that my children would have more at the end. I wanted to make sure that I missed a few things early so I could catch a lot of things later. And that was my philosophy, and I would stick to it again if I did it over. I've been able to pay for all my children's college. I've been able to provide a wonderful living for everybody in our family with their help. And I think that's due because I put the time in early. And now I have time for them now. Very few people can have time, wealth, in profits of money and in time from the day they wake up in their 20s. Let's see. How about restarting at 50 plus? There is still time. Absolutely. 50, 50, things that you never knew before. Christina, that's a great question. I have started over at 50. It's just, I've been fortunate enough that the stuff I started in my 30s is still working, right? So I don't know that it's a bad thing to start over when you're 50, especially if you've got some foundation to work with. But at the end of the day, we're working for time. In your 50s, you want to make sure that you're working for time. You've got, 10, 12 years where before maybe Social Security is going to help you out a little bit. But listen, we're working for time. Pick things that are going to work for you to get that time, especially at the age of 50. We got to be dialing that in. Great question. I say truth. My life is transparent. Thank you, Todd. I'll follow. I am. Thank you very much. All right, you guys, we've had a great day. Christine, good morning from Louisiana. Claire, you always say good morning from Louisiana. I want to know what city you're from. What a great morning. What a great morning. So listen, let's see. Let's see we got. Hi, Karen Shelton, 7:59 in the morning. That's a buzzer beater. Listen, I have good talk with Abby today. Thank you, Christina. Listen, I want you at the Tiki Hut retreat, my friends. I want to meet you in person. I want to give you a hug. I want to hear your story. I want to help build your time so you can have time, right? I want to help you focus your time. I want to take you through the curriculum of how to build a business effectively. I know a lot of you are doing great, but there are disciplines. I'm going to just close with one story. I had a man who read my book, Wired Differently for Profits. Where is that book? Right here. Right here. You got it free online. Wired Differently for Profits. He read this book. He didn't get through the whole book. He got through the first 2 chapters. He called me up. He called Abby up and says, I want to meet Todd. He drove an hour and a half to meet me. He was sitting in my office and we went one-on-one together. He opened up the first chapter. He said, cut costs. And I said, yeah, I remember that chapter. He said, you know what? After I read that chapter, I went and did everything you said. And I realized I need your coaching. I want the full package. Because I saved enough in the first chapter to pay for the coaching, and we have 11 other chapters to go. I was so blessed by that story and that man, and I'm so excited to be coaching. Hi, Lou. Man, people are jumping on all over this morning. So listen, I want to wrap it up because I've got to get to St. Pete today. I'm getting on the vessel that we're all going to be jumping on to get to Egmont Key. And once we get to Egmont Key, we're all going to get off this vessel. The front's going to open up like we're storming Normandy or going to, take the front, right? The front opens up and we cascade across the water and we land on an island. And in this island, there's trails and ancient ruins, sea turtles, habitat that's protected by the state and the government. The water is like the Bohemian water. It's just spectacular. We're going to spend 2 hours there hiking and walking. We're going to debrief. We're going to have a tent. We're going to talk about what's your island you're building. What can we do to move you from putting in time to gathering time? What a great day. Thanks for staying on this with me today. Thanks for all the comments. I'll get back to all your comments later, but I've got to get on the road. I don't know, man. Chad, this music put me in a different zone this morning. That's some good coaching from you, bro. Appreciate it. All right. Remember to be, do, and think differently. Go to toddsaylor.com. Go to Tiki Hut Retreat. Click Tiki Hut Retreat. The offer to the Tiki Hut Retreat is ridiculous. It's a $900 ticket, but I only asked for $120 up front and then 11 installments of $75. And I'm giving you this curriculum, this coaching, this Wired Differently Academy, the virtual MBA. It's included. No cost. 1 year of coaching from me for free. Just coming to this event and learning and being around great people, great minds. And don't forget, Nick Walenda is going to be there teaching you how to beat your fears. He's going to tell you how he beats his fears, but he's going to tell you the one thing he fears the most. And you aren't going to believe what it is. All right, guys. What a great day. You make me feel so good. God is good. Remember to be, do, and think differently. Have a great day.